Good morning. Happy Monday, everyone. Thank you for joining in this Facebook Live. So we will begin with a really nice kind of easing into the week, easing into your day. Maybe you're watching this later, and so you might kind of need a restorative yoga. So it's just kind of about a nice, easy flow of stretching in and opening everything up. And I do hope everyone is super well. So in-home yoga, go ahead, grab what you need, a mat. You can be on your carpet, just make sure you're nice and stable. You can also grab any props that you need or a bottle of water. So let's settle into our practice. And we're going to begin this morning kind of just in a nice little neutral position. You can kind of start with your sit bones onto your heels and your knees together. And sometimes this is a lot of pressure on the knees. And I often tell people you can always bring one pillow, two pillows, as many as you need, and you can use that as well to sit down. And we're just going to kind of relax our hands down onto our thighs. You're going to squeeze your shoulder blades gently together. Your sit bones nice and firm into the mat or to the pillow. And I'm just elongating up through the spine. I'm just going to take a nice deep breath. I'm going to exhale. Just settling into the mat. Nice deep inhale here. Exhale, settling into your sit bones. One more time, nice inhale up. This time, maybe lift your chin, just gently up toward the ceiling. And then you relax, exhaling your chin gently into your chest. And you feel this really great stretch into the neck. And we're going to do that one more time. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale your chin up. Exhale your chin, tucking it deep into your chest. And come back to a nice neutral position. Remove a pillow or the block if you had one. Bring your chest onto your thighs. Let your sit bones relax back, and then you can take your forehead to the mat into child's pose. Again, let those sit bones relax. Let yourself ease into this pose. Your palms are up toward the ceiling. Your arms are stretching nice and long. And it's here while you're in this pose that you're going to take a moment and kind of think about what brought you to the mat, whether you're watching this live right now or you clicked on it to watch it later. And just think about, are you looking to open up a little more, relax a little more? Whatever it may be, extend those arms back, fingertips are reaching, and you're completely just exhaling and melting in. Take a nice deep couple of breaths at your own pace. On your next inhale, lift your gaze up. Take your arms forward. Stretch your knees as wide as the mat. Sit bones stretch back. And I'm just going to reach my hands forward. Reach, 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 reach. Stretch the sit bones back. And then I'm just going to quickly and gently just stretch over the right side. Inhaling here. Exhale, stretch back. And then I'm going to walk my hands all the way to the left side of the mat. Stretching. Nice inhale here. Exhale. Extend back. And bring your hands all the way. Come all the way up to its tabletop position. You're going to extend your hands forward. You're going to curl those toes under. I'm going to gaze in between my knees. I'm going to push my sit bones back, toes are curled under, feel that stretch. On your next inhale, I'd like you to inhale up into plank. Get yourself nice and cozy here. Gently bring yourself down onto your mat. Bring your shoulder blades together. My hands are right here by my chest, gazing forward. For now, I just want you to feel what this feels like. So your full body's laying comfortably on the mat, shoulder blades together, my chest and my heart begin to open up. Just very little bit. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up just a little, chin up, exhale back down. On your next inhale, you're going to inhale all the way up into plank. Exhale, bend the knees back and extend into our first downward dog. Take your time here. Feel what it feels like to be in this pose. Let your neck and head relax. Fingertips nice and straight. Wrists facing the front of the mat. I love to put a soft little gentle pedal into my feet. Kind of moving the hips from side to side. Warming up as much as I can. Take a look at your hands. And again, let's go back into plank. Wrists and shoulders in line. Slowly coming down onto your belly. Elbows in. Inhale up. Exhale down. Again, inhale up just a little. Exhale back down. One more time. Inhale up just a little more. Chin just slightly up. Exhale back down. And your next inhale, inhale up into plank. And back in to downward dog. I'm going to lift my right foot up, you guys. It's Monday. I'm going to stretch it up. I'm going to stack the right hip onto the left hip. And I'm just going to put a gentle little bounce in my left leg. Up on the toes. Exhale, release. Up on the toes. Exhale, release. And I'm going to bring that right foot down. And then I'm going to lift the left leg up. And I'm going to extend my hip onto hip. And you might even gaze underneath that arm. And I'm going to release back down. Again, I'm going to come back into plank. This time I'm going to lower the knees just a little. I'm going to push the sit bones back. And I'm going to inhale, lengthening through. Lift the chin up slightly. Exhale, back into plank. Extending back into downward dog. Good. Pedal the feet. You're going to lift that right leg up. You're going to bring that right knee into the chest. And I'm just going to lengthen through. Good morning, Monday. Exhale. Push back. Inhale. Lengthen through. Exhale. Push back. Inhale, lengthening through. Exhale, push back. Inhale, lengthening through. Exhale, push back. Last one. Inhale, lengthening through. Exhale, push back. And release that leg down. On your next inhale, let's go back into plank. I'm going to slowly bring my knees to the mat. Sit bones extend back. Inhale, lengthening up. Gently lift the chin up just slightly. Exhale, plank. Inhale. Exhale. Back into downward dog. Good. We're going to lift the left leg up just a little. And then I bring that into my chest, hugging it. And we're going to inhale through. Exhale. Back out. Inhale through. Exhale, back out. Inhale through. Exhale, back out. Stretch it through and release. It's Monday. One more time. Inhale through. Exhale, back out. And we're going to release that down. And one more time. Back into plank. Lower the knees. Extend the sit bones back. Inhale up. Slightly lift the chin. Exhale, plank. Inhale, positioning. Exhale, downward dog. Good. Stay here for a moment. Let yourself feel this pose. On our next inhale, let's go ahead and walk ourselves into a squat position. So in this squat position, find your balance. It's okay if we wobble, but I just want you don't have to be flat onto your feet unless you want to. I'm somewhat on my toes. You can even bring your hands to the mat or you can have them out. But either way, I just want you to feel what it feels like to open up. So I'm just going to kind of put a little sway back and forth, opening up those tight hips, warming up the lower back even more. And we're going to kind of flow in and out a forward fold. You can always start the forward fold by having like a slight little micro bend to the knees. That also kind of protects the lower back, especially if you're going through any like rehab with the lower back. So finding the balance for just a moment, I encourage everyone to extend the arms out, palms facing each other. And this is a nice inhale. And then as you exhale, you bring the hands down to the mat. We'll lift the sit bones up and just feel what this feels like. Just take a moment. It might feel a little stiff, a little awkward. Maybe your hamstrings and quads, the lower back, everything is tight. So you always want to put a bend in the knees and then just lift the sit bones up as you push the legs back. And then I like to come in and out of that. Inhaling here. Exhale. Lift up. Let's do that one more time. Come all the way back into squat. Nice deep inhale. And we're just going to simply exhale, fold up. It's here that you can get a little playful. You can walk your hands just a little, come up on the toes, reach up. Walk your arms back, put a bend in the knees. You can walk a little forward, straighten the legs. And then you can put a little bend in the knees, lift the sit bones up. And then you can just put a bend in your knees, or you can be straight. But I'd like you to just kind of extend a little forward. You can grab your arms, or you can kind of just hang loose like a puppet. And you'll just kind of sway your body just a little. And then I'm going to slowly come on up, vertebrae by vertebrae. And then you're going to roll the shoulders back. Your gaze is the last thing to come up. So you don't want to get too dizzy. And we're just going to come in to Tadasana, standing mountain pose. So in this pose, my feet are a little hip width distance apart, firmly onto the mat. My hands are pointing down Thumbs are pointing forward, shoulders down, shoulder blades together, chin isn't tucked, it's just slightly pointing up. On our next inhale, reach up. Feel that full body stretch. Now take the right hand, grab the left wrist, and I just want you to simply try as if someone is pulling you up from the ceiling. And you reach and you pull and you pull and you pull, and then you're going to go over to that right side. My gaze is not up, it's just still straight out and back. Same thing here. So you'll take the left hand, it grabs the right wrist, and you're just pulling up. You're pulling up. Can I grow any taller? Can I grow any taller? And you're stretching over to the left side. Gaze is still directly out, it's not up. And then back. Very nice. All right, so let's go into a few vinyasa flows, just kind of warm everything up. So you're facing the front of the mat, hip width distance apart, or feet are hip width distance apart. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, I forward fold. You can put a bend in your knees if you'd like. We're going to come all the way down into plank just like we did earlier. We're going to scooch our knees directly down, inhaling up. Exhale, back into downward dog. Inhale the right foot in between the hands. Very good. And you're going to exhale that left knee down. You're always welcome to roll your mat to protect your knees. I want to see my toe. You don't need to see the whole foot, but as long as we see the toe. I'm going to take my arms up, drop the shoulders, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, slight forward fold. Lift the chin up and gaze up comfortably. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, release. Your next inhale, kind of come back to a comfortable neutral position. Extend the hands down. Come all the way back into downward dog. And take a moment here. On our next inhale, you can walk your feet up, you can jump your feet up, you can do what is good for you. You're going to inhale all the way between your hands. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, release deep into morning fold. And then inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands beside you. Good. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, bending both knees back into plank, lowering down, inhaling up. Exhale, back into downward dog. Take a moment here. So we did the right foot. We need to do the left foot. Inhale, the left foot in between the hands. You're going to drop that right knee. You're going to come up comfortably. Again, seeing that big toe. I'm going to bring my hands up. My palms aren't touching yet. I'm just going to reach up on an inhale. Then I'm going to exhale. Low lunge. Gently bringing my chin up toward the ceiling. Nice inhale. Exhale. Release. On your next available inhale, inhale yourself back up comfortably. Take your hands down to the mat. Knee meets knee. If you need to unroll the mat, you can. And we're going to just extend back into downward dog. Inhale, your hands or your feet to your hands. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. One more deep forward fold. Exhale, release. Inhale your arms all the way up. Exhale them down to heart center. Nice. Let's go ahead and continue to work on our hips. So I'm going to extend my feet all the way up, kind of a hip width distance apart here. I've got my hands placed on my hips. So the first stage is to leave them here. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And I'm just going to simply, before you take your chin up, I want you to inhale, lengthening up to the spine. And it's just a simple, gentle push the hips just gently forward. And then I'm going to extend my chin all the way up. I'm going to exhale here. And then I'm going to come back to a neutral position. You can do that, or you can take your hands behind you, interlacing them, squeezing the shoulder blades together. And then your folded hands, I'm going to gently push down toward the mat. I'm going to bring the shoulder blades even more together. I'm going to inhale, lifting up. Exhale, hips a little forward, chin lifts up. And come back all the way to a nice neutral position. I'm going to take my right toes. They're going to face this side of the mat. And then your left toes are going to face the hips and where your chests are. I'm going to extend these arms straight out. Then I'm going to take a look at my middle right finger. I'm always going to kind of check in with my arms. It's okay if you flop in and out. You just want to try to maintain some sort of balance. And I'm just going to put a gentle little bend into this right knee. Again, same thing. You just want to see the big toe just a little bit. So this left arm is always active and reaching back. And the right arm is like, no, I want to go this way. And the left arm is like, no, I want to go this way. And you just gently lunge forward with that right knee. Inhale here, gazing at that middle right finger. Then I'm going to exhale up. As I exhale up, extend that right arm up, chin up, and gaze up. Inhale, back into that pose. Exhale up. We're going to do that again, coming into the pose. And then release all the way up. Last one, into this pose. And as we come into warrior two, we're going to extend in a side angle pose. The right forearm goes to the right knee, and the palm of that right hand is up, and the left arm extends up, gazing up at the ceiling. Inhaling here. Exhale, release. Nice deep inhaling here. Exhale, release. Let's inhale all the way up, hands to the hips. Both of my feet now are facing the front here, where my chest and my hips are. I'm going to go ahead and interlace my fingers if comfortable, or you can leave them on your hips. This time I'd like you to inhale your gaze up, and as you exhale, I'd like you to push your sit bones back and just gently take your gaze down to the mat, or take your gaze in between your hands. If this is a little uncomfortable in the back, you can put a little bend in the knees if you'd like. Just extend those arms overhead. Nice deep inhale and exhale. And you're going to take your hands to your hips. And you're going to come into this almost sumo squat. You're going to get into this great big squat here. And then you're going to actually take your hands directly down into the middle of the mat. And then I'm just going to comfortably walk myself over to the left side. As I do, my right leg begins to naturally come out, and it straightens out very gently. And the heel is down, the toes are up, and I'm just getting a really nice stretch here. You don't want to force the stretch. But you're just going to let yourself exhale into it. One more inhale here. Exhale, release. Nice. We're going to go to the other side. So I lift back up into that great big squat for a second. And then I just walk myself over to the other side. And naturally, that left leg begins to straighten out. The heel is down and the toes are up. Nice deep inhale here. Exhale. Release. Nice. Let's go ahead, inhale back up into that great big squats. I'm going to take both of my hands. I'm just going to release and let myself just squat here for just a moment. Go ahead, move your knees, hips. I'm going to take my hands to my hips. I'm going to extend all the way up. Good. You're going to take your left toes now. Left toes are going to be pointing this way, but my right toes are now pointing this way. I'm going to extend my arms out. I'm going to squeeze my shoulder blades. I'm going to gaze at that middle left finger, and I'm going to put a bend into this left knee. As I do, I can notice, well, where am I in my body mechanics? Do I still see a little bit of that left toe? I do. My right leg is nice and extended out. And I'm just going to lunge down. Then I'm going to extend up. Right hand onto the back of my right leg. I'm going to reach up. Inhale, lengthening up through that left arm. Exhale. Release. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhale. And release. We'll do that again. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, slowly release. There you go. And you gaze at that middle left finger. Now we're going to release back in a side angle. So remember a side angle. That right arm extends up. No lazy hands, but the fingers are pointing up. My left hand is active. It's not just hanging here. And I gently roll that armpit back and gently extend the chin up. Take a few breaths here, inhaling and exhaling at your own cadence. On your next inhale, inhale all the way up. Exhale again, both hands to the hips. And we're just going to simply walk the feet together. And you can shake anything out that you like. We did a lot of little hip openers, stretching that out. It might feel somewhat awkward. So we're going to do a little balancing here today. And the way that I always like to do balancing is to kind of ground yourself and think. So let me try to see how you can see me the best. So I'm going to imagine that my left foot is like a strong, sturdy root, the ones you would think of in a great big tree. So once I start to really visualize that, then I just put my hands to my hips, and then I'll take my right foot off the mat just a little. And you can stay here. And you bring the heel into the leg, a little above the left ankle. Feel what that feels like for just a moment, that this side of the left is very firm and very sturdy. And then see what happens if you take that foot off. You're like, well, how does it feel right here, gently in the calf? Again, you can be wobbling around a lot. You can fall as many times as you want, but you just keep coming back up. And the way to create and begin to work on balancing poses is that very gently my right foot is very gently pushing into the left leg, but my left leg is not taking that brunt of the push. It's also gently pushing back. So both forces are equal and just as strong. You can stay here, or you can go on working on, well, what would it feel like if I began to work on putting my foot up in the upper left thigh? Again, the same thing. So my foot is gently pushing into the thigh, but my thigh is gently pushing back. Your hands can stay onto the hips. If you'd like to see what it's like to extend the arms fully out into tree pose, you extend it out into a great big V shape. Fingers extending out. And your next inhale, exhale, and release. Awesome. Again, shake anything out that feels awkward or it gets locked. And we'll work on the other side. So same thing here. I'm going to imagine my right side of my body is now rooted deeply into the ground. And then I'm going to bring the left up. Now you're going to notice different sides of your body is a little stronger than the other. So you'll see once you start working on that balance. You can stay here. If you stay here, I then encourage you to start lifting just a little bit that left foot off the mat. Then if you want, you can slowly move the left foot toward the right. And you can keep coming up and down as much as you would like. Don't hold your breath here. If you'd like, you can see what it's like. Well, what happens if I bring that all the way up into the inside of the right leg? And just like I told you, you'll notice different sides of your body working better than others. And you'll be like, And so the right thigh pushes into the left foot, and the left foot pushes into the right. You can leave your hands onto your hips, or you can extend your arms straight out into this V, shoulder blades coming together, arms reaching up. On your next exhale, you'll slowly release, and you'll shake anything out awkwardly. Okay, one more standing up pose, going back to the balance here. I'm going to, once again, imagine my left side is super strong, and I'm just going to see if I can grab my right foot. If you want to go to the wall, absolutely go to the wall. Because I would like to see if you can gently work on taking that right knee, moving it down toward the mat. I gently bring the heel toward the buttocks. You can begin to feel what it feels like to open up that chest and maybe just slightly push the foot back. We're not going to go into the full dancer pose unless you know it and you want to go full on. By all means, you can. But I want you to come in and out of the pose, finding any comfort here, opening up this quad, but pushing it back, bringing the shoulder blades together and extending that back. Good. Now we're going to try the other side. So same thing here, nice and strong on the right side. I'm going to grab this left foot. I'm going to see if I can begin to move that left knee down toward the mat. Bring the heel toward the sit bones. You can stay here, or you can begin to gently extend all the way out just a little. You can come in and out of that as much as you would like. And just see what that feels like. I'm going to do that one more time. Gently extend back, Right leg is nice and strong. And back we go. And release. I hope everyone is enjoying those. On your next inhale, inhale all the way, lengthening up. This time, 2 hands together, chin gently up toward the ceiling. Extend those arms all the way back as comfortable. Exhale, forward fold, put a bend in the knees. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, bend the knees. We're going to go all the way down to the mat, and we're going to extend into tabletop position. We're going to curl our toes under, wrist in line with shoulders, knees and hips in line. Look between your knees. If you see your toes, move them so they're behind your knees. I'm going to inhale, lengthening up through the chest. The toes are curled under. But when I exhale, uncurl the toes, rounding, lifting up. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, rounding, lifting through. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, through. Inhale all the way up. Exhale all the way through. And release. We're going to walk our feet and knees in between the hands. And we're going to come to a very comfortable seated posture because we're going to roll onto our back. As we are on our back, you're going to lift your feet off the mat. Your 2 hands placed onto the kneecaps. And just for a moment, you're going to gently just put a little weightlessness into your lower back. And I might begin to sway from side to side. And then I'm going to take my folded knees over all the way to the right side of the mat. My hand is placed onto the knee. And then I'm going to extend the left hand out, palm up. Fingertips are nice and reaching, so they're not just laying there. So the right hand side here is really stretching out. Take some deep breaths here. Nice inhale. Let yourself feel what it feels like to open up onto the side. If comfortable, the knees that are bent, if you want to stretch them out, you're more than welcome to, but you're still really gazing at that left arm. Next inhale, put a bend back into the knees. I'm going to exhale and open up the hips. I'm going to come into this really great, comfortable frog-like position. You can even put a little rock back and forth into your body, massaging the lower back. You can get super dramatic with the swaying and the rocking. I'm going to take my knees together and I'm going to extend them out over to the left side of the mat. And I'm going to extend that right arm out. Palm is very extended and dramatically spread out. So it's not just laying there. It's like you're reaching for something on the ground. Nice deep breathing here. As you exhale, breathe into this. Let yourself begin to open on each side of the body. And if it's comfortable, just like you did on the other side, you'll extend those legs straight out to the side. But you're still gazing at that right hand. next inhale, inhale all the way up. Bringing again those feet directly off the mat, but your hands are resting on the knees. Holding here for just a moment. Now I'd like you to bring your knees into your chest, inhaling up, great big hug. Exhaling, back down. Let's try that again, inhaling from the belly. Inhaling all the way up. Exhale, back down. Inhaling up. Exhale, back down. I'm going to roll myself over the right side of the mat. I'm just going to stay here for just a brief moment, feeling what it feels like to just allow yourself to be in this comfortable, vulnerable position. Nice deep inhale, exhale. Let's inhale all the way back up. Coming back into a comfortable seated position. Take your left hand onto your right knee. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, walking that arm gently behind you, the right, gazing over that right shoulder. And release. Taking the right hand on the left knee, rolling that left arm directly behind you. I'm going to inhale, lengthening up. Exhale. Take my gaze over. And release. Inhale, the arms all the way up. Exhale the hands down to your heart center, bowing in honor of yourself and all of your efforts. Arriving and showing up. And release. Hopefully, you might feel a little different from when you first started versus now. Maybe a little more airy, maybe like a little more room in your body. And definitely leave any comments about today's class if you have any recommendations on any poses or anything like that. But thank you so much for joining me, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Have a good day.